from the overhead camera, managed to keep it on two wheels there in the sand section. And that's what's so tricky about that. You have the sand and then the dragon's back and then more sand, so it's unstable. There's not traction. That's what makes it so tough for these riders to maneuver the bikes through.
Grant trying to get himself back in the top 5. Remember, he's been in the top 5 each and every round except for San Diego. Right now he's fighting over 6th with Millsaps.
And look who's just behind Grant. Ivan Tedesco putting on another strong ride. Not quite the starts that he was throwing down earlier this year. Oh, here's Grant.
He's going to get 6th away from Millsaps at the corner. Now he's got to go chase down Andrew Short. But look at Tedesco. He's going to get a position away from Millsaps too.
Ivan Tedesco, just an excellent piece of work there as he took advantage of Millsaps being pushed to the outside and just really followed right in behind Grant and took that inside line away from Millsaps.
Millsaps was late getting to the line, Jeff. Looked maybe a little out of his game. Struggled to get there. Then got a great start. Now he's kind of dripping back a little bit. Here's Short and Hepler. This is a fight for 4th.
Short to the inside.
That'll give him the position. He's going to take it in front of the mechanics area. So now Hepler drops back to 5th, and that's right where Grant wants to be to get back on track in those top 5 finishes.
Yeah, and this is a great ride for Hepler. He might have just got past, gave up 4th, but you got to remember where he's starting from this season. Coming off a couple of really bad injuries, a crash last week. A top 5 in the main event tonight for Hepler is going to be like a win. So he has to control his heart rate, keep his cool, not make any mistakes.
Aaron's been a tremendous ride by Broc Hepler tonight.
Definitely a hard charge by Broc Hepler. He did have his x-rays and there was nothing broken and he wasn't able to ride it all this week. But the one thing that he did say to me is he is hoping and praying that this track that is known for getting so rutted won't get too rutted because it will affect his wrist. He said it still is pretty sore and it makes it very difficult to hold on, especially for 20 solid laps.
But Jeff, he looks very solid through those whoops. I mean, he really is able to keep his body position nice, straight. I mean, that's a sign that everything is working for him physically, I would think.
Yeah, he's putting in a fine ride here tonight, but like you said, the wrist is weak. He has to minimize the mistakes. No coming up short on the jumps, no casing stuff. See right there, came up a little short. That's when the pain starts to come through the wrist.
Well, now Grant is starting to reel him in. That's going to be that battle for 5th to see if Grant can get back on a streak of being in the top 5. Well, there he is, James Stewart, our race leader. If he can hold on to take this win for Yamaha, it would break a tie between Yamaha and Honda with the most wins here in Atlanta at 10.
Watch the gate drop, Ralph. Look how late Chad Reed is compared to James Stewart. Oh, split second, but it was a half a bike length off of the gate. You see Hill on the inside. He jumped the gate, got caught in it. And look right there, Stewart out front by himself. Chad Reed buried on the inside, mid-pack across the line. I mean,
that's the story.
He gave it up. That's it. I think Chad Reed's strong enough. I think he's fast enough, but he has to get out front.
There's Matt Bonney on the 54. Stewart alongside of him. Oh, Tedesco and Grant go down in the sand section.
Uh-oh, the sand bit 2 riders that were inside of the top 10. Here we go.
This was for 5th with Hepler. Oh, Tedesco just landed on it.
That was bad judgment. Hepler was in line. Grant decided not to jump the Dragon's back. Tedesco still went for it and was just directly in the line of Grant and landed right on the back of him. From this point, you would think that Ivan would have seen that he was right there in that line, but obviously he thought differently, and both riders outside of the top 10.
Jeff, as we said before the start of the main, when James Stewart doesn't crash, he wins 100% of his main events to date. He's going for his 7th in a row, going for his 2nd championship. Can you think of an athlete in any other sport who's racking up the numbers like this man?
Yeah, it's pretty tough, especially in an individual sport like this. Stewart has just excelled. And
Tiger Woods doesn't win every golf tournament.
No, definitely not. And that would be who you would go to.
Because it's an individual type sport.
So right now, James Stewart showing that he definitely has the skill. He's done the work. He's made a switch to Yamaha. It has been the right switch for him. The team obviously giving him a great machine. and everything's clicking, bottom line.
Final lap. James said, you know, I'm used to a lot of people saying things about me, and that's okay. He said, but what really made me mad this year was when people after Anaheim said my team isn't any good, the San Manuel team. He said that really made him mad, and he's on a mission to prove to everybody that this San Manuel Yamaha crew is one of the best in the business under the leadership of Larry Brooks. There's no question about it. They dialed this bike in for James. It wasn't perfect at the beginning of the year. It's pretty darn good right now. And James Stewart is without question the best in the business. His 32nd AMA career Supercross victory. James Stewart takes sole possession of the points lead with another win, his 7th in a row, as he takes the checkers here at Atlanta. Chad Reed, for the 7th race in a row, finishes 2nd.
That was a hard-fought second, and that's going to keep the championship close. It's not what he wanted, but that was still a pretty good ride.
Villopoto and Short across the line in 3rd and 4th. Hepler with a tremendous ride for 5th. Here comes Tim Ferry, Kevin Windham and Ivan Tedesco across in 6th and 7th. And James Stewart's former teammate back in his Kawasaki days, Tim Ferry, crosses the line in 8th in front of Josh Hill, who takes 9th. What a ride by James Stewart. Yeah, the San Manuel boys gonna enjoy this victory. They'll load it up, go to Indianapolis, try to get another one.
Oh yeah, all them long hours in the race shop and out at the test track, this is where it all pays off.
James Stewart, the $1 million smile will be bright atop the victory podium. We'll have a chance to talk to him. Chad Reed had the sparkle in his eye after the heat. What will they be now? The championship fight continues. We'll be back to Atlanta to talk to them at the victory podium. New bull run with Bill Goldberg. Alliances are formed. Team Evo becomes Team Evil for their cheating ways, and the Bull Runners must survive another Goldberg challenge for advancing to the next leg. Bull Run with Bill Goldberg, Thursday night, 10 Eastern, exclusively on Speed. And here's the answer to our trivia question. Jeff, I think you probably know this one. Here's the final installment of that trivia question. Your chance to win the 32GB Apple iPod Touch. We asked you who won the first Atlanta Supercross. Maine? Well, it was the Hurricane.
That's
Bob
what I was
Hanna.
going to say.
March 5th, 1977, over at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium on a Yamaha. Remember, the winner gets a 32GB Apple iPod Touch. Thanks for playing, and congratulations to our winner. Let's go down to Aaron.
For a rookie, Ryan Villopoto was not intimidated to battle against a champion, or a defending champion, pardon me. But Ryan, you had said each and every weekend you're trying to learn from your mistakes. Do you feel that you're making progress?
Yeah, you know, it's been a decent season so far, and got a few podiums, and that's what I'm looking for. And you know, the team's been behind me 100%. You know, Team Monster Kawasaki and Jeff Fox Parts Unlimited, just all my sponsors. I just like to thank you guys for being behind me.
Congratulations on your third place finish.
So Ryan Villopoto up on the podium again. There's James Stewart being interviewed by floor announcer Terry Boyd. And we'll be right back. We'll be talking to him in just a minute. And there's the victory podium area here at the floor of the Georgia Dome. A lot of pictures being taken down there, interviews being done for the crowd here in the audience. The results, I think Kevin Windham kind of surprisingly snuck up to 6th, didn't he?
Yeah, but there were some great rides all the way through. I mean, for Chad to get 2nd, for James to win, Villopoto, Short, Hepler in the top 5, pretty impressive.
Michael Alessi was 11th. Charles Summey had another crash and ended up finishing in 20th. Let's go back to Aaron.
Well, Chad Reed may have given up the points lead, but he is far from giving up. Chad, take us through this start. If only you could have had the start that you had in your heat race. It's like you lost a bit of ground right in the main event there.
Yeah, my heat race was awesome, and actually in the main event, somebody jumped the start. So actually, I was ready tonight. I was watching it, and the gate flinched, and I kind of flinched, and I just missed it. So I totally blew that. I just had to be smart in the first turn and try to come through. I made a lot of mistakes, almost crashed a few times, but we were able to get a 2nd and you know, minimize the damage. I felt good tonight. You know, I really enjoyed the track and the dirt, and it's a shame. I felt like I had a good battle with me tonight.
You had some competition out there again tonight. The number 2 of Ryan Villopoto, a little cat and mouse game going on between the two of you.
Yeah, I mean, it was all I could do. You know, just try to follow him and wear him down, and you know, I've been in this for a while, so I knew that, you know, as the laps went on, I could just sit there and wait for a mistake. And, you know, I got by and made a mistake, and then the next lap he made a mistake at the end there and wasn't able to triple. So hats off all the guys on Rockstar Makita Suzuki. You know, the bike was awesome today, and, you know, we felt a lot better and felt more competitive.
Chad Reed's a warrior. Consistency pays off.
Well, and that second place, Aaron, keeps the championship alive, and it's probably going to go all the way to Sam Boyd Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada, that first weekend in May. Jeff, you, Aaron, and myself are all going to be there as we wrap up this 2009 championship season. We sure hope you can join us there live at Sam Boyd Stadium. If not, you'll see it here on Speed, and it should be a great way to close out this 2009 season. Here's the point. Stewart now becomes the official points leader. We've had 3 different points leaders this year. Josh Grant led it for a few weeks, then Chad Reed, and now James Stewart has locked it all up for now, Aaron.
7 wins for the lucky number 7 at this point of the season as he takes over the points lead. James, at this point, what is it that's motivating you, and where's your drive? Where is it all stemming from?
Well, you know, I still got a lot of work left, and I know the championship's far from over. And, you know, for me, it feels good to climb back in the points lead. You know, I just got to keep it going. But you know what? It's going to definitely be a good series, and I want all you guys to come out to the Indianapolis Dome next weekend. You guys are going to get for a fantastic race.
Congratulations again on your sweet success.
Yeah,
SpeedTV.com has the most comprehensive AMA racing coverage with expert analysis, videos, results, and news stories posted as soon as they become available. No one covers AMA racing better than SpeedTV.com. Go now and enter keyword AMA. Sure hope you enjoyed the live chat that was going on SpeedTV.com tonight, and more importantly, we sure hope you enjoyed our live coverage here tonight. Jeff, as I looked at Chad Reed again on the victory podium there, the eyes look different again.
Yeah, once again, disappointed.
Yeah.
Searching for those answers. He knew that he had made some improvements this week, but it still didn't translate into a win. It's got to be so frustrating because I know Chad Reed works hard. I know that the team works hard, but he's close. But it really came down to the drop of the gate. Like he said, Josh Hill jumped the gate. It made the gate flinch, distracted Chad Reed for just a second. That's where he lost the race.
Okay, we're in a stadium again next week, a dome, the new Lucas Oil Stadium in Indy, and then the big Speedway at Daytona, 2 radically different places.
Yeah, well, this championship's far from over.
Yeah.
Stewart, definitely, he's on a roll. He looks unbeatable, but Chad Reed's going to keep digging deep like he always does. Stewart, though, he's been awesome. I mean, what do you say? You know?
Well, what you say is it's a great opportunity to watch one of the greatest athletes in professional sports these days, and quite possibly one of the greatest ever when it comes to racing Supercross. And it's a good time to pay attention and soak it all in. For Aaron Bates and Jeff Emick, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from Atlanta. We sure hope you've enjoyed our live coverage of Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship. Congratulations, James.